Okay, so Carlos and Jordan are going to be working on problem number 11. Now, number 11 is something that we covered way back in August, a little bit into September, and it deals with sets and subsets of rational numbers. I don't know if you remember, but rational numbers had whole numbers, had integers, had counting numbers, okay, and included fractions and decimals, and you needed to classify them. And you got a similar figure as what the gentleman drew here. Obviously they abbreviated, but rational numbers, integers, whole numbers, okay? And then counting numbers are actually some of the first numbers or sets of numbers that you learn, which would be even more in the middle. Now, interestingly enough, okay, as soon as I review this for you, most of you are gonna understand this right away, that's always a good thing, okay? Maybe you just need a refresher, so although this might be a really easy video for you, I still want you to watch it, absorb the information, write it down so that you have access to it whenever you want. Just a quick reminder, when you're at home, write these down and in your notebook because they're part of your daily notes, okay? So without any further ado, here's Jordan and here is Carlos.
Okay. So number A says that with the whole number, the whole numbers because it's positive. No. Hold on. The Venn diagram below shows the classifications of real numbers. The number 3.555 should be placed with one. Okay. So number A says with the whole numbers because it's positive. What do you think, Kelly?
No.
B, outside the Venn diagram because it's a repeating decimal.
No.
C, with the integers because it is a decimal and a rational number. D, with the rational numbers because it can be written as a fraction.
Yes.
What do you think of D, Kelly? Okay. So it's not number A because it's not a whole number. And it's not B because rational numbers are decimals.
So, well, the gentlemen are trying to figure this one out, okay? And it goes back into understanding what a rational number is, okay? And what each category it represents. A rational number is a terminating number, a number that terminates, which means it stops at some point, okay? And there's irrational numbers which don't stop. In this particular case, going back to rational numbers, a rational number could be a fraction, a rational number could be a decimal, a rational number could be a negative number, a rational number could be a whole number, positive or negative, it could be pretty much any type of number. So that's why this circle encompasses all of this within it. Does that make sense? An integer, going back to an explanation about integers, integers are only positive or negative whole numbers. Positive or negative whole numbers. If it's not a whole number, positive or negative, it won't be labeled an integer. So if you look back at the problem, if you want to go ahead and write the number it's talking about, 3 point something, that 3 point something has a decimal in it. So would it be an integer? No, because it has a decimal portion into it and is not a complete whole number. So it wouldn't be an integer. It is positive, it is negative. So obviously, if it's not an integer, it won't be a whole number and it won't be a counting number. The only thing it could be is a rational number. Okay, so if you go back at the answer choices that the guys read out to you guys, it's the only possibility because obviously not a whole number, not a counting number. Integers are either positive or negative whole, so that can't be either. So you gotta, the only option left is that it's a rational number. And again, rational numbers encompass all numbers because they include fractions and they include decimals. Okay, so if you notice, let's see if let's see if Jordan and Carlos can finish this one up, okay?
Why do you think it's D, Carlos?
Well, Caleb, I think it's D. Because this number can be written as a fraction, and it's also a rational number.
Okay, but what?
Because it's like this number, the rational numbers. Because it can be written as a fraction.